My name is Rodney from Airhead Parts. Today we're going to show you how to install a electronic ignition into a 009 distributor. Today we're using a CompuFire electronic ignition. The main parts of the electronic ignition are going to be the module, the rotor with the magnets, and it comes with the pack with the Allen wrench, the set screw for the new module, and the two connectors. So the first thing today, pop the distributor cap. Don't have to pull wires or anything. Then find your green condenser wire that goes up to the negative side of the coil. Disconnect that. Pull that out of there. This rotor will move. You can feel that the advance works. And it's always a good thing to check, make sure that it does spring back, that your distributor advance is not seized up or anything like that. This one works properly. So right now you don't want to mess with your distributor clamp nut. You want to make sure that's tight so the distributor doesn't move. You're going to find the 13mm nut on the down behind the distributor that holds the clamp down to the case. Take that off. Now from here, sometimes the distributors are tight in the case. It might take a little persuasion with a screwdriver. Just be careful, don't bend the clamp or anything like this. The whole assembly is just going to pop right up. And you pull the whole thing out. Leave the clamp on, don't mess with it, don't spin it. Pull the clamp and the distributor out as one unit. You pull your rotor off. Disconnect your points. Take your points out. Take the condenser off. Whole assembly, condenser, screw and all. Right now you're going to have an empty distributor, no condenser on the side. Now you're going to put the ignition in. We're going to start with the module. If you want, straighten out the wires a little bit. Take the end of the wires, you're going to stick them out the original condenser hole on the side. The module actually is a locking pin. Locks into the original locking pin for the points, and then you got your threaded screw hole. Locks in place. The screw hole should line right up. Grab the Allen wrench, the Allen set screw. Install that, plain and simple. You're going to find the plug that goes in the original condenser hole to hold the wires, so that way stuff doesn't move around. You're going to see one side of this plug is cut real close to it. The other side has a lip. The lip side goes towards the bottom. Reason being is the cap, you need clearance for the cap to sit back down all the way. So just snap that back in. Now your rotor fits right over the lobes on the original distributor shaft. Biggest thing, make sure it's seated down all the way. Has the little cast in mark here. Don't even worry about that. Doesn't need to go any certain way. Just pop it down on there. And if you look close, you can see it's down all the way. You can see that machine groove. You know it's down all the way. Should be close to the pickup and not rubbing. Everything's good there. Then again, look in there on the wires. Make sure that they're not rubbing on the disc or anything. And from there, if you want to, you can put the rotor on now. Some of you might have the original dust shield. This one doesn't have it. The next thing we're going to do is change the O-ring. If they're real hard, could be a little difficult to get out. This one, you can see it's breaking right away. Pull it out. If you get an electronic ignition, good idea to get the O-ring along with it. With the new O-ring, it makes it real tight to fit into the case. What I normally do is you can put a little grease or a little bit of oil on it. From there, we're ready to put it back in. The distributor only locks into the drive one way. You can see how the teeth are offset one way. So if you kind of get an idea where the rotor was aiming before you pulled it out, make sure when you set it back down in that the stud comes through the bracket. From here, you can see the distributor's not set down all the way. We still have a gap between the distributor clamp and the case, and this will still turn. All you have to do, turn this till you feel it lock in, and then if you watch right here, this should just pop all the way down. and you have to make sure it's the distributor's bottom down on the clamp and the clamp's bottom down on the case, and that the rotor's locked in. From there, put the washer and the nut back on the distributor clamp to the case. Tighten it back down. And from here, you can pop your distributor cap back on. Just the same way it was. Now we have your 2 wires. Strip them back so you can put your blade connectors on them. Key point here, do not hook these up backwards to the coil. You're going to immediately burn the ignition out. Pay attention. Red wire goes to the positive number 15 terminal of the coil. The black goes to the negative side where the original condenser wire went. That's it. The car should start right up. Like I said before, you always want to get the timing rechecked. Every time I've ever done this way, timing usually is right on the money. But like I said, make sure if you don't have the means of timing light to do it properly, take it to somebody that does. And from there, you'll never have to mess with points again.